from Washington, this is VOA News. Nearly 40 civilians reported killed in Syria violence. Ivory Coast's former First Lady could be released. I'm Vincent Bruce reporting from Washington. A group monitoring the conflict in Syria says government airstrikes have killed at least 37 civilians in an area controlled by Islamic State fighters. The Britain-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights says 7 children and 2 women were among those killed in the attack on Al-Bab and the nearby town of Qabaseen. The area northeast of Aleppo is controlled by the members of the Islamic State extremists and has been the target of repeated government bombings. The attorney for Simone Gbagbo, wife of Ivory Coast's former President Laurent Gbagbo, says he will petition a court to release the former First Lady from 3 years under house arrest as her trial continues next week. Mrs. Gbagbo is charged with attempting to undermine the country's security because of her alleged role in the 2010 post-election violence that left about 3,000 people dead and scores displaced from their homes. But defense attorney Rodrigue Dadje dismissed the charges. Russia has listed NATO and the United States as major threats to its national security. President Vladimir Putin Friday approved a new military doctrine Friday. The core of the doctrine remains unchanged from the previous version. However, new sections outline the threat Russia sees in NATO's expansion and military buildup, and the alliance's move to take on what Russia considers global functions realized with violations of international law. A NATO spokeswoman tells VOA that the alliance will need to see details before reacting and will respond in due course. The United States and some of its allies have expanded anti-missile systems in recent years. This is VOA News. Friday, ceremonies in Thailand mark the 10th anniversary of the earthquake and tsunami, which took over 200,000 lives. In Thailand's southern Phang Nga province, a late afternoon observance was led by Thai Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha, attended by hundreds of Thais, foreigners, and dignitaries. The 2004 tragedy triggered a massive international effort to put in place early warning systems in order to prevent such a loss of life from reoccurring. Shamika Sherman with the United Nations Economic Commission for Asia and the Pacific says governments still need to spend more to avoid a repeat of the 2004 disaster.
And to take disaster into August halls of finance and planning ministries so that they are aware that there are a huge amount of investments need to be done and there's end-to-end early warning systems need to be put in place. A lot more needs to be done, and this is an unfinished agenda.
Across the region, 230,000 people lost their lives. An African Union spokesman says an investigation of attacks on a base in Mogadishu is underway. The AU says it has killed the last 3 of 8 Al-Bab militants who attacked its base in the Somali capital. 14 were reportedly killed overall. A spokesman for the African Union mission in Somalia tells VOA 5 AU peacekeepers and a foreign contractor died in Thursday's raid on one of the city's most fortified bases. Azerbaijan police raided the Baku Bureau of U.S. government-funded Radio Free Europe early Friday, shutting down the office and ordering its journalists to stop working. RFE chief editor Nenad Pejic called the raid a flagrant violation of every international commitment and standard Azerbaijan has pledged to uphold. The broadcasters received no details on why it was targeted. Earlier this month, an Azeri court ordered RFE journalist Khadija Ismailova held in the pretrial detention for 2 months over allegations she attempted to pressure a man to commit suicide. A petition for her release was denied Friday as the raid was happening. Arzu Gaibuyoyeva, an academic fellow with RFE who works with the Azerbaijan staff from Prague and monitors press freedom issues in her native country, said the raid was expected.
We were expecting at some point this happened. I mean, once the chief of staff went on against for the radio, accusing of treason and spreading lies, it was clear that something was going to happen, and Khadija's arrest was just, I guess, the beginning of what was to come.
There's more on this and many other stories at our website, voanews.com. I'm Vincent Bruce reporting from Washington.
That's the latest world news from VOA.